here have done their assignment, right? So how do we? Where do I get to see these assignments so I can do the revision?
Waited them on that link that Glory shared. So I think Glory will be able to share the link with you so you can view or something.
Okay, can I see the link? Can someone post the link here so I can be able to view them and give my feedback? Can someone drop the link on the chat?
I don't think we can know it's the admin that will share the link because we just have the end where you submit the assignments, not the end where you view all the third thing. So
Oh, okay.
uh, maybe Glory or another person that's
Is Chloe here? Hello, Chloe.
it's not here.
I'm seeing I'm seeing designer DAO is here, but the mic is mute. How do we access this stuff now? But okay, let me provide. Did you guys post it anywhere? I can just shake it up.
It's people that did a good job that posted though, my own. Jesus.
So you think he did a good job? I
I
don't
did
know.
not do a good job.
I've been trying to access my Discord. I feel like I can't access my Discord anymore. I don't know why. I think somebody they tried to hack my Discord, so Discord banned me. If I would
I
have
think
checked it from
design community that designer that account see to send the message on this Slack on the chat. Said please send the message, send the chat here at Astonish.
oh all right. I'm trying to
Astonish,
access my I'm
for
trying to access
review,
my
can I
DB.
share my screen so that you review mine?
Okay, hold on. Let me try to access my Discord in a minute. Cool.
Oh boy, if anyone wants to share his own, Badu. Hi. Grandmaster name.
What is it?
No, it's not about that now. If I don't get feedback, there's no.
Leave that thing.
Exactly.
You
If you don't
bossy
I
if you
can't.
don't get
grandmaster.
feedback,
I
that's
shouldn't
not
run
it.
away from it.
Well, well, this is the kind of confident people I need in this class. People that are ready to take on anything, you know.
I did tell you.
No, don't worry. I've known I've known this guy. Don't worry.
I saw the
Jesus.
one that they shared on Twitter. That one does make me that tired. I say Jesus. That one was really, really cool. So I felt like,
Yeah, I saw some on Twitter, or like some very encouraging ones on Twitter. Very encouraging. Okay, I think I'm almost able to access my Discord now. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. You know, somebody tried to hack my Discord. Can you imagine? I'm seeing some channels that I don't belong to. I've sent. I'm on Discord now. Can they send the message, please? Who is sending the message to me, please? Hello?
the
You said someone wants to reach me on Discord, right?
no, not Discord. They say you should put the message here on the chat on the
On Google
meeting here.
Meet.
Oh, I was asking for the link to view all the project. That was what I was asking for. So I can do. I thought it was collected. Be compiled. So I can all view them here. Who wanted to share a screen? Please share your screen. I'm ready for you. We are ready for you, rather.
All right. Thank you.
The voice did all right.
I'm hearing you. My boss, fire down, fire down. We are waiting for you. Please share your screen.
Okay. So this is the one Michael gave us. I guess everyone can see my screen by now.
Definitely we can. Ah, easy pressure. Okay. I'm seeing confetti. Did you make the confetti or it was a overlay?
I downloaded one as an overlay. Yeah.
Very smart, very smart. We all need to be smart here. Yeah, we are
This is the
moving.
one you gave us. I think I shared this with you on WhatsApp.
Okay, the one who share something on WhatsApp with me.
Yes, I was.
It didn't have time to make the correction I gave.
Yes, I didn't. The for the logo.
Okay. Can you try to play this thing in slow mo or frame by frame? Is it possible?
Um, Let me check that. Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yes, okay. Okay. So two things I observed there. Okay, but before I see what I observed, who noticed anything in a project? First of all, commendable project, honestly, commendable
Thank you.
project. At least it's able to finish a project and export a project. This makes me so much proud. I'm very very proud, very proud.
Thank you.
But then let me hear some feedback if any of you observed anything before I give my own uh, feedback. I'm talking about Femi's project. Femi's project. Does anybody have a comment? Or are we afraid to comment? Are we afraid to comment? No, please, this is a safe space. And we are not mean itself. Oh, yeah. It's a place where all of us can learn from each other.
I would love to
But
comment, but I think the video was
no,
breaking.
in terms of commenting now, you don't need to be a pro to comment. Yeah. I want you to comment from because at the end of the day, you are creating motion design for non-motion designers, right? And these non-motion designers, they have eyes and they have good taste, whether they can design or they cannot design. They are paying you good money to do good things. And when something is off, they will notice. They can see these things and they will always comment on it. Just like when because you cannot build a house or because you cannot sew, doesn't mean that when somebody give you a bad fitted cloth, you will not complain, or you cannot tell when a tailor did a good job or not. You get. So now this is what we need. That's the same way apply here. Please open your mouth and face free and be free to speak and critique whether you can do it or you cannot do it. But then if there are things that are off, yeah, he really did a very nice job. Very, very nice job, honestly. Okay, but these are my feedback to save time. Okay, Samuel, you can speak. Samuel, you wanted to say something? Yeah, definitely. You share yours, but Samuel, you want to say something? Unmute your mic, then speak. We cannot hear you. Wow, we can't hear you. If you can drop your feedback on the comment, no, someone can read it. Yeah. Okay. So Femi, can you play your video one more time? Without slow mo,
Okay, in slow
please.
mo, yeah.
No, without slow mo. Without slow mo.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll do
Just
that in a
share
minute.
your screen and play it one more time, so I can just give my feedback.
All right.
I think we should separate this class into two people that have done motion design before and people that don't know anything. People like me.
No, we can't. When we were teaching motion design, we taught it in the approach of everybody doesn't know motion design.
Play it again,
So
play it again.
this like normal speed, Abi, or this slow mo.
That's the normal speed.
Okay.
Let me play it one more
I
time.
think play it one more time, please.
All right.
Okay, the only feedback I want to give there, this is awesome. Mine is not even as good as this, right? It's the speed lines. The speed lines were showing under the instead of like behind the WhatsApp icon, like the I don't know if you understand. The feedback were not showing. Sorry, the speed line. The speed line were showing under they were not showing behind the WhatsApp icon to show movement. But I
Okay.
think every other thing is nice. Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you so much, boy. I really love that. That was a nice observation. So for me, um, you did a beautiful job, but make it more further. I think the two things you should pay attention to is your easing. That's easing and ease out. As to some, so if you actually have an eye, if you look at it closely, you just feel a disconnect at some point. You feel a little disconnect at the motion you get. But even for beginners, you may not be able to tell that disconnect you get. That's why most times after you watch it in full play, you have to slow down your animation or watch it frame by frame to get where what is wrong. Watch it frame by frame, that's bit by bit, then watch it as a whole. Then I feel the easing was a bit stiff. A bit not too much noticeable, just a bit stiff. There was no slope. There was no reading, there was not so much reading, but then it seemed very great. Then secondly, can you move forward in time? Eh, go back a bit, go back
Should I go back?
a bit more, a bit more. Yeah, stop here, stop here. So you
Okay.
see this reflection line. Two things that would have made it better if you tinted it to the direction where everything is connected. If you notice, this full design was done in a slant, in a actually leading in a there's an alignment or a direction. It's coming from the
Okay. From
top
top
bottom.
right.
Yes, slanted upward. That's how everything was arranged. There's a leading eye. So in that same way, if you are adding a reflection, this line that was moving downward, it's a reflection. You get, so if you're adding a reflection, it should obey the law of nature. You get, the lighting should come from the right source. So if you should have slanted it a bit more, so a bit more to flow with the full composition, the vibe that you're going for. If not, you don't put it at all at all. Again, if you're putting anything reflection or mirroring, it should follow the composition and direction or the visual direction. If not, you don't put it at all. Then again, it was also this line was supposed to be like in a loop, but it didn't complete. It stopped halfway. If you play the animation, it stopped halfway and it ended there. So I think the easiest thing was to finish the loop, then use your expression keyframe to loop it out so it will just continue while the animation goes on. Then the speed line, like Brian said, it's a minor feedback again. But overall, this is very good for a first attempt for motion design. Your first attempt with After Effects. I believe with time you get to do much more incredible things. Who else have something to show? Share with us.
Let me share my own.
Yeah, Brian, please do, please do, please do.
Thank you.
Can you guys see my screen? Okay.
Yes, we can see your screen. Please.
Okay. So I don't know why it's slow. I'll play it again. Can you guys see it?
Hello?
Yeah, can you guys see it?
I can see your screen.
I can see your screen.
Okay.
Continue, please. Yeah. Maybe shy. Okay.
I don't know why my challenge was sometimes it's slow. I can't tell how to fix the timing, like slow and all of that.
Yeah,
Let me
I
play the.
noticed it was slow.
Is that?
I noticed it was slow. You
Yes,
wanted
yes,
me
yes,
to
yes. I don't know what happened.
you wanted to look at like the line was to review the MDF, right? Was that
Yes,
was
yes.
that what we are going for?
Yeah, yeah. Let it come out through the let the line come and let the MDFs come out through the line. So that's what I was trying to. I
Okay.
couldn't do it.
Okay. So I think in terms of executing, in terms of planning, you had a very good idea. Then executing it became a problem when
Mm.
matching your frame. So I think I don't know if you could have opened your if you can open your composition now, but then this is my feedback overall.
Okay.
What you could have done is the keyframes. Everything happened with your keyframe. If your keyframe is if your animation is feeling late, eh, what you do, you bring the start and the end keyframes for the animation. You bring it much closer. You get the,
Okay.
the closer you bring them to themselves, the faster the animation, right?
Okay.
The
Okay.
further no, it's not about changing the animation itself or the keyframe itself, but then the closer you bring them, the faster that thing will come up. Then the further you put them apart, we make it more slower. So when you notice that yes, the animation is the way you want it to flow, but then it's not happening at the timing you want it to happen. You have to change these parameters and adjust every other thing to match up what you are going for. Can you just play it again? Let me look at it again one more time. So I believe
Why you saying something?
oh, you can't hear me. Sorry.
No, I wasn't
I was
hearing
saying
you.
that okay, sorry. I was saying that this would have been a very lovely animation if the timing happened better, much more better. You get if it happened
No.
much more better, much more quicker, it would have been a very nice animation. I would like to see the correction.
Yeah. I'll
Honestly,
work on the crash accent to you. Yeah.
I would like to see correction. It's a nice animation. Someone was in it. Good luck. Sorry, good news. You want to say
Yeah,
something?
yeah. I wanted to share my screen, so I wanted to take permission.
Definitely share your screen, please.
Okay. Please, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see your
Yes.
screen.
Thank you. So this was the first one.
All right. This is nice. This is nice. Let's see. Let's see the second one.
So the second one.
I think this is nice. It's a bit same. The feedback is still same with the semi-phone in terms of the direction of the line and smoothness of the keyframes. Were you able to were you able to use F9 on most of your keyframes?
Yeah, I made sure I like ease all the keyframes.
But did you play with the draft editor?
Yes, I did. I did.
Okay, play it again.
Okay.
No. This is not bad. Just the reflection. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. My boss said your job is nice.
I
Thank you
don't
so
That's what I'm with
Okay.
the face.
You
The
know
one with the
what?
face. How did you guys put your music to sync with the mouth? That's my challenge. I did my own so well.
Okay. Who want to answer the question? Michelle, please ask him.
In my own case, I don't think the music synced. I wasn't really bothered about that. The only thing I did was the only place that made sure my audio synced was where the confetti pop came up, and then I made sure that the confetti sound also synced with the pop. I think that's the only place. I wasn't really after the audio for the facial video because I got that from YouTube. So it was just random, and then I put my music on top.
Sunday said the color contrast on the LinkedIn session was poor. Okay. Who made link? Who did LinkedIn?
I did LinkedIn.
Okay. He's noting that the color contrast was poor.
Oh,
According
okay.
that's the conclusion. But you use the actual colors that was designed with, right?
Yes, yeah, I don't use it like that. The same thing from the
Okay.
Illustrator file.
Yeah. From the audio file, I think he's not used to the style, so we won't blame him so much. Don't mind him. The colors, I
Okay.
think the colors are good. They just they are not familiar with the trend but that's actually the
To me,
brand.
I think the colors are great. Too. All three colors are awesome. Like the
Yeah, they're
three,
awesome. They were well applied.
WhatsApp, and they're very good.
Yeah, they were all applied. It's just that they're not used to those type of color. That's why it feels so. But when you get used to it, you know that you appreciate the beauty of like we are doing a case study with the full branding, and everything is very deliberate. Everything about the community branding was so deliberate, and you appreciate them more when you get to see the full brand guide and the color rules. Yeah. So, Who else want to share who else want to share their screen? Yeah, I will share. Someone should share, please. This is the best opportunity for you guys to learn properly, by getting your work criticized properly again before we start the class properly.
Anyway, it feels good, Sha. It feels good to to do our first presentation. Feels really good.
All right.
Can see Femi now.
Oh,
Femi is
Ayana, come on, pepper us, come on, pepper us. I think I saw this one on Twitter.
Jesus, Jesus.
All right. Okay.
Oh shit, God.
Okay, come on, pepper us, like. Small assignment where everybody collect to each your turn, you all come do party, shall we give assignment then? No wahala, all this thing they are doing, we are seeing it. I don't know, do you have a prior I'm curious, do you have a prior background on emotion design before now? The last person that shared the screen. Hello?
Samuel, talk through. He
Samuel,
said that he
open
does
back,
not have
okay,
his lie.
wait,
He has small.
lie.
The
No,
lie.
it can be two, it can be two. But yeah, it can be two. It just practice honestly because the assignment was actually a very simple assignment. Yes, yeah, well done, well done, well done, well done. Everybody have their speed. Someone want to share? Please share your screen. Yeah. None of my beautiful female students have shared their screen so far. What's happening? Ayana. It's like
That one.
now all the odogus they wait for the last time.
Three for
Okay.
us, and then you see, want to show ourselves finish.
Okay, these are lines. These are lines. Uh, great, great. Can you go back to the first one, please? Please go back to the first one. The first one. Please go back to the first one.
Play from beginning, please. Hi God. Why did they make him jump like that? Jesus.
Okay. Uh-huh. Is it that it's the internet that's making it feel slow? But I know the one I watched on Twitter was a bit much more smoother.
I guess it's the internet though. Because
Yeah. Okay, this is nice. I just noticed a little thing. If you notice, can you please bring back your screen? There's something I noticed, please. At the ending. So if you notice, I'll tell you to pause. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir. We can.
All right. So
Hi, please, before you go on, can you do something quick for us? Can you change your layout so that when recording, the main screen will be full? I think that's one issue we had when we were watching this thing on
okay,
YouTube.
how do I
Yeah,
change my
it wasn't
layout, please?
clear. Mm.
How
Click
do I,
the second to the last button before the end of before the end call. Yeah, so go
okay.
to change layout.
Oh, beautiful.
There once was a ship
Yeah,
that
then you can do spotlight.
Spotlight.
Yes.
Oh, I never knew that this feature was available. I wasn't having issues as well with the previous layout. So my screen is full, right?
Yes, yes. I believe that's what's going to happen. Once you go into the software or something, it would see better. Yeah, it is full.
It's full, right? Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Thank God this was. So
Then maybe extra is you can hide your tax bar. Yeah.
in the same feature, right?
No. Your normal Windows tax bar.
This one here.
Yes. I think if you right click on it, you should see something like tax bar settings.
I'm not saying
We are using Windows 8. I think I can't remember the
it's not Windows
particular
8 to my boss. This is Windows 10.
Windows
I
10.
will,
I can't
I'm not
remember. I use
I will not
11.
I'm not upgrading to 11 until you guys fix your bugs. Your bugs are too much. I, have you have
I
you guys
think this is
have
still
you guys
good.
been, have you been able to fix your drag and drop in Windows 11?
Yes. Drag and drop now works.
Okay. When I fix all the Adobe problem, I will upgrade. But for
Drag
now,
and
my workflow is too sweet to change to interrupt. All right, but you can see my screen fairly than before now, Abby.
yeah, way better.
Okay, so let me give you two hacks.
Sorry, one more thing. You can hover
Yes,
on your
yes, yes.
icon, the one that has your name, and then you can minimize it. That's to the far right. Yes, so that arrow that collapses it.
Okay, what else
Perfect.
can we do? Let me hide this sharing screen. So this is perfect, right?
Yeah, we'll iterate during the next once we watch again.
Okay, you can see my screen now, right?
Yes, we can.
All right. So this is a general law for not just motion design. I think animators also have this law. In fact, even designers have this law. You learn by observing and repetition. Yeah. So if you really want to top your motion design game, you need to learn how to follow great motion designers. Let me open a new tab now. For example, uh, the reason why my I'm actually improving every time uh, in my motion design because I follow a lot of inspirations. Again, I follow a lot of inspiration. See, I'm a kind of person that I will not mind if I'm following 10K if I'm following 10K people. As long as these 10K people are feeding me with kind of information or with kind of content that will boost me to grow. I will never I don't mind again. I don't mind them because most times the people I follow are white or international motion designers that are doing incredible things. So one thing that can help you when you find a studio, for example, when you find a studio that inspires you, these ones are like personal people. When you find
Okay.
when you find studios that inspire you in terms of their motion design, let me just list a few off my head. We have Enrich Project. We have Rich Project, and you notice, okay, wow, these are I like what he does. You follow him and you save some of his project again that inspires you. You can go as far as okay, who is this guy following? Again, and you notice, oh, he's following this guy. Who is this guy? This guy is the founder of a very this not real. not studio and studio. And these are the kind of animation they do. So if that kind of project inspires you, what you can do is to save this their project and try to replicate what they do. Now this is a very simple animation. Again, nothing too complex, but then it's actually not that simple per se, but it's a good way to practice. Now, by practicing, what I mean is that you save the project on your local computer. For example, now this is another motion designer that does some nice type of logo. You get. So what you can do is, if I'm learning something new, what you can do is download the project as a video, take it to After Effects, and bring the composition into your composition. Mhm. Then the next thing you can do is to try to watch this video frame by frame. And what I mean frame by frame, it can just be as easy as moving your um moving your play this thing past. Yes, this is what I mean by watching it frame by frame. So that, because if you watch it as a whole, it will start feel like, oh, this is a very complex animation, right? It will just feel like this is a very complex animation, and then how do I start? When do I start? And all this kind of feeling. But then, if you approach it as though it's as though single frame, you get to learn his approach. You get to learn his approach, and you apply it, and you get to understand it. So, in terms, it also teach you how to it also teach you timing. When you play videos like this, it also go back to 2D animation. When you play videos like this, frame by frame, by just moving the thing forward in time, you get to understand what went into the project. And in terms of what went into the project, um, positioning and everything, opacity and everything, and before you know, you have done a beautiful project. So for this class, we are going to randomly replicate this project, and I'm going to start by building my assets in Illustrator. Okay. Um, Before then, let me just save this as a picture. I want to screenshot this. Um, I want to screenshot this, and then let's bring it to After Effects. Then scale it down, scale it up, and start building this asset. Where's my layer? Uh, okay. Oh, okay. This is good. Oh, okay, to new layer, so I can hide this. So what we're gonna do now? Now, with this the same approach, we can also use the same approach to do any approach any simple logo animation in whatever software you want to work with. Let's say in our own case now we are building this same thing. Okay. let's say we are building same thing. I feel like making our own cycle. I don't really want to like outrightly copy and make the same logo. So we got this different shape, and also I think for the menu one, let me use them. Let me just type it out. Let's just type it out. Um, P and T. Here's my character. Here's the character. Oh no, I thought I found something like I could work with. Okay. Then okay, let's see what's happening here. Let me just work with square on this project. Okay, let's work with this. So I'm going to do something with this. Let's go back to the animation on in After Effects. So if you watch the animation, there are different stages. This you can call this phase stage a start frame, which is just building this whole this whole um this whole images. You get. So you are going to create a lot of we are going to create a lot of assets from here, and one of them, if you go back to your project file, one of these assets is that we're going to let duplicate this and convert this to an actual shape. Let me change the color for so that we can get to see what is happening. I want to convert this to a shape. Expand this. Okay, okay, beautiful. So that every time it's the same. So that every time it's the same auto. It's the same auto. Okay. Now we are trying to replicate this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. So we are going to create a new composition. In our case, we are using 1080 by 1080. Sorry, 1080. Let's use how many seconds? Let's use 7 seconds. Was the other 9? Okay, okay. Sorry, 1080. Frame rate. This frame rate is too high. Let's bring it down to, let's say, 29 or 30. Then time, let's use 8 seconds. Now I want to bring this old composition. Yeah, and let's just blow it up a bit. Okay, these are actually like 6 point something, 6.14. So what you can do now is that we could, I don't know, add it. I want to add a, a color to the red part. Let's make it maybe white, then make this other part black, black, then the stroke, let's make it white, and you see why in a bit. So if I could use my um if I should use my overload and bring it into After Effects, I could literally just use this shape, scale it up till it covers the animation, to cover the animation. So let's hide this. Let's hide this first. Too much. I feel that some of you are going to get confused. I'm just having the sensation that some of you are going to get confused. So let me just make it literal the same shape. Let me make the shape literally the same shape. So what I can do is to draw the shape. All right. Now we have the major shape, which is this. So what we can do here is that we can now start animating keyframe. But before we animate the keyframe, let us change the anchor point. So I think I have my motion tool. I can literally use my motion tool uh, to drop the position here so that when I scale, it's come from this end, just as they have the animation start. It comes from that end and it goes just like this by moving my anchor point here. But if you don't have this tool, you can just take your time and be using this anchor to just drag it. But try to make sure it's snap here, or you install the plugin and drop it here. Now this is the approach I'm going to teach you now. When you have watched your animation frame by frame, when you've been able to watch an animation frame by frame like this, you can be able to deduce how it was done. So I'm using this example. This same example can be applied with any kind of animation that you find on the internet that is interesting. At this stage in your growth, how you can grow faster is by replicating other people's animation. So I can learn the technique that was used. Yeah. So first of all, now we have understood that this first of all this we have understood that this animation needs to grow from this bottom. Yeah, the first one it came alive and dropped here. The second one grew but in different colors. So what you can just simply do is at this point now, you add a keyframe for scale. You move forward the time where everything happened and you bring it back to 0. I want to hide my I noticed something, my positioning was not the same with their own. I noticed that my positioning was not the same with their own. So let me fix that. The animation should have ended since here. Let me hide my fill so I can see what is happening. So with this now ease it in and change the time frame. So change our graph editor by bringing this speed graph closer. It becomes faster at the ending. Awesome. So the same thing will be applied for the remaining steps. We have like one, two. Let me hide my animation. We have like how many shapes now? One, two, three, four. 4. So we have 4 of that shape. What you can do is duplicate the same animation by pressing Ctrl D and then move the keyframe forward in time. Each time you duplicate it. Each time you duplicate it. Till we have 4. So this is the first one. The first one should have a black background, just as the reference. The second one should have an orange color. The third one should have another black. Without any stroke. Same thing with the second one, without any stroke. Then the third one should be white. So the fourth one should be white. Without a stroke. So motion design will always teach you how to think logically and process information, because motion designs are just a lot of information being processed. You are just processing a lot of information at the same time. So now let watch what we've done without the distraction of the original animation. Let's call this logo DD. Now, what do we observe? We observe that the timing of the animation is a bit much faster than we wanted it to be. So what we can do is we can just grab all the keyframe, the end keyframe, and move them forward in time to see if awesome. So we've got to the first phase of the animation by just doing the simple by just doing simple scale, anchor point, and obsession. Then what next? By soloing this solo pressing this solo key, we can only have show just this thing. So just the reference animation you get by clicking our solo button. Now we notice that we have done the first thing, which is to build this part. The next thing to build is this second black spot. And we have something like that, or we can literally just build it. Mm. So I want to take it to After Effects. Then I scale it to to match my composition reference. The good thing when you scale a vector image, just like in design, it doesn't get pixelated. So you can scale it as much as you want, and the quality is always the same. I want to hide this. Now notice something. This time around, it comes from this other end. So you just have to mark when it's coming at this point. You mark it, change your anchor point. Change your anchor point to here. Then you scale. I'm going to animate the keyframe from here, the scale from here. I move backward in time to this point, and I scale it to 0%. Okay. What next? We need to make the color. I think the color is actually supposed to be black. Use F9 on your keyboard, then you go to your graph editor, offset the end. Okay, let me also offset the beginning. Awesome. I think the last shapes here we can literally just draw it, draw them with draw them with in After Effects. You just go to your circle shape without selecting any of this stuff, any layer. You hold and drag. Let's move it to the middle. Scale it down. Okay. Now I'm going to change the color to the same color we have in the animation. So I want to scale it backward in time by moving your keyframe backward when it began. Move it to 0. Then you ease it by pressing F9. Then what happened next is that we see we see the full animation scaling down. Just watch again. It scaled down. It scaled down while it scaled down while the opacity of the inner ones dimmed to 0. So it scaled down while the opacity of the inner ones dimmed to 0, except the middle one, that's the middle orange. It scaled down. At the end of the day, it reveals the full logo. So now, what we call this phase from here to this point is called morphing. And when you're morphing an animation, there's no right and wrong way to morph an animation. You just have to use your IQ, or just make sure that the first key, the first frame and the end frame match. You get. So since it's scaled to the position, the first frame and the end frame match. You get. Then at this point we start getting to see the interesting animation, which is this, which is this. So let enough to let us make it let make it happen now. Now for this to happen, I believe this is where everything comes to place. This is where it will end. I'm on the phone. I'm on the call. Okay, so from this point now, from this point, this is where the most thing happens. So you need to pay much attention. If not, you get lost. So you just have to play bit by bit and try to figure out what is happening at this point. So if you can tell, this is where everything starts scaling down. And what is scaling? How many things are scaling? Almost everything should scale down. The first orange, sorry, the first yellow, sorry, the first white. God, what am I doing? The first white. Let me look for the white. At this point, I think we should we should start naming our layers, our composition. So I'm guessing this should be the black. So let's name it black. Black one, because we have two black. The second was orange, and this is orange. The next thing is the third black. Black two. The next one is a white. So we call it white. I think I also want to go further and change the color of this white by tagging this thing, because I think this white is going to be very important to me now. So I want to change this white to yellow, because we're going to use it in future. We're going to use it in future when we are scaling down. we're going to use it in future, and this is how we're going to use it. Yeah, at this at this point, at this point where things start going going backward in time, I want I want to cut the many. I want to end the many keyframes except for black two, and this is in fact even black two, and I'll tell you why. I'm going I'm going to cut out everything that happened before. So by holding Control Shift and duplicate, you cut everything into two. Then press your backspace or your delete key. Now, what will happen is that they will no longer show moving forward. Yeah, they will no longer show moving forward. And what we want now is just, but then I still want something here. I'm going to duplicate the second black by pressing Ctrl D. And now the reason why I want to do this is that I want to change the anchor point. I want to change the anchor point to the middle. Currently, I've changed the anchor point to, I brought the anchor point to the middle. Now, did I do this? So that I could animate the stroke. Just like how we did the that MDS, LinkedIn, and other animation on WhatsApp. We scaled it up, right? But this time I want to animate just the stroke scaling up. So let me make it two 2 inches. Uh, so in terms of scaling, I want to scale it from this current position or this current size. I'll add this keyframe while it's moving. Let me zoom out a bit so I can see what is happening. It's scaled up. Okay, it's scaled up completely. So this is where I want it to scale. So at this point, I want it to scale up to move out of the screen. Perfect. So I'm changing this. I'm using the keyframe by pressing F9. Can you guys see my screen or have the call ended? Hello, are you guys here? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
So
can see us.
have you been following so far?
Yes, yes.
Or is it confusing? Please let me know.
I think we have to watch it again because the video in the back and the one you are doing sometimes because it's the same color, everything is the same color, so we can't tell which one is your own and which one is the video.
Okay, yes. Yeah. Very true. Even myself, I turned off my own video because I'm trying to use the reference video as a guide. But I think if you play it back again and actually try to do it yourself, you figure out you see that it's not actually very complex. Even though it's looking
Mm.
complex, it's not actually complex, but from my commentation, you'll be able to understand what is actually going on. I think this stroke is much is still a bit bigger than it's supposed to be. Let me make it one. So this is my stroke, and I've scaled it up sensationally. So what we will do now, let us oh okay, no wonder my feed is on. That's why you can't see the screen. So at this point, it's scaled up. Now let's count now. Let's count. Is um how many outline can we see? One, two, three, four, 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 right? I think there are four.
Yes.
Okay, there are four, but the last one is like a it's like it's a few. So let make it five. What we do? Let make it five. Control D, forward in time. Control D, forward in time. Control D, forward in time. So we are having like 1, 2, 3, 4. The last one will be Control D, forward in time. Let's change it to white. White. Let's change it to white last. Let's change it to white last. So I can remember. So white, white last. Now the essence of this white last is that it's supposed to be an invert. By invert I mean it will serve as the last background color, and this is what I mean. But I'm going to hide this layer so we can see it. So if you can notice, you see some small lines in my own. You get that is repeating the same sequence. So this last one, now, I noticed something. Mine is coming later. So this whole animation should have ended here. You get. So you always have to be observant and think for yourself. So I'm going to move everything forward in time till the last one, my last layer or composition end here. Does that make sense? Okay. Yes. Exactly. So now I've settled it. What I'm trying to do, I was trying to build the animation that is happening behind, that happened behind. But also note that there's also aside for this outline that we are animating behind, there was also something animating before, which is this entire animation at this point was scaling down, scaling to the middle, to the to the middle, down down to the middle till this point. So what we can do is that I may not know that the scaling down started from the white, which we change the color again. It started from the white and it supposed to move to this point. It started from the white and it moved down to here. It started from the white and the white moved down to get a to get the background. So let's do that now. What we can do at this point is we can as well from this point from this point we can duplicate everything moving forward. We can duplicate everything moving forward. The reason why I want to duplicate everything to the up position is because I want to change the anchor point. If I have continued with the current one, the anchor
Can anyone hear him? Or is it just me? Oh, I guess that means it's his own network. Or it just paused. Guess the network kicked him out. Let's wait for him to come back. Is someone trying to contact him? We cannot just stay and wait for him like this too. Because time is really going on.
If you have his contact, you could call.
I just hope whoever he is not continue teaching, thinking we are listening.
As in, true.
We the teacher we have I guess. I'm trying to reach him on WhatsApp now. Samuel, any hope? We're able to reach him.
Maybe it's the network that went off.
Because I can't reach him on WhatsApp too.
Lord, help us in this country.
No. Way.
Sorry, please, who is recording this, please? Hello? Is he the one doing this record?
I think it is one of the hosts, and the person's not even in
Okay,
this
the
session.
person
I
is
think
not
the
on
person
the
just
Discord.
called in and left.
As in, the person is not on this call. If not, the person should know that this call has
Yeah,
the call has been
exactly.
restricted. Yeah. and stop the record.
Seems class has ended for today. Oh. It's not like the almost 7 o'clock like this.
Yeah, but I think so.
What happened
Serious.
to him?
Don't know. Maybe his network just went off. Or
Because even if she needs to be available on call, like normal call.
yes.
It's not going through at all.
Wow. Who is design? I'm seeing design on my screen. Who is that person? I think that's the person who DesignersDAO. I think we just stop this record.
Guys, I just think that maybe we should just wait till like it's 7 o'clock. Then, if by any chance he does not come in, we can just call it a day. Or maybe when he comes back again, we can find a makeup class. How do you guys see it? I don't know.
7 o'clock, just 7 minutes away. So I think I can wait around.
That's okay. 7 o'clock then.
Okay, Chiefs. I guess it's that time already, 7. So I guess I'll be heading out. You Chiefs, take care of yourself. I guess would I wait for further announcements for the makeup class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right now. Wait up.
Bye
See
everyone.
tomorrow's tomorrow. Bye tomorrow.
Yeah.